lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name's Ryan, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite books that came out this week. I'm talking Action Comics issue 1061 by Jason Aaron and John Timms. But before I get into it, I just want to remind everybody, if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and check out some of the dope content we have. We are a daily YouTube channel, with the exception of, maybe once in a while we may skip a day of, holidays, stuff like that. But bunch of dope content on the channel. So hit that subscribe button. And now let's get back to this. So this I was very excited about. This is part of Jason Aaron, I want to say, returning to DC, because he never really did that much DC stuff. He mostly did Vertigo with Scalped. Much like his Batman Off-World book, which I absolutely loved. I thought it was a really fun It's a really fun Batman story. 2 issues are out so far. I was really excited to see him take on Action Comics and Superman. So it's part of this new Superman Superstars thing they're doing. I think each arc is going to be by somebody different. That's kind of what I'm taking from it. Action Comics, up until now, at least through, I want to say, the last couple years, has had a backup story, but this is all just one creative team, and it's, as you can see, it's called Bizarro, and it is a really, really great first issue to this arc. We open up, and we're in Xerox, the Sorcerer's World, which, I know a lot about DC Comics, but I'm not familiar with this particular world. It does mention Gemworld, Skartaris, which I know, from Amethyst and Warlord. Who comes here? Usually people seeking wisdom and tranquility. Bizarro comes, and he's already forgotten why. And, Bizarro, I'm so very happy. So anything he says is the opposite, right? So he's angry, he's pissed. Why is he here? This is basically, without getting confusing, because if I try to keep deciphering Bizarro's, what his intentions are, what he's trying to say, it's going to take me a lot longer to do this review. But basically, he comes here. We're going to learn much how he's kind of the opposite of Superman. Magic doesn't hurt him. All these wizards are attacking him, and, he says he's here because Superman loves magic. No, he hates magic. The art is absolutely phenomenal. There has been a difference with DC's pages. I guess my only gripe, I really liked their, somewhat matte, almost kind of newsprint quality to their comics. And they're going with us, glossy. And I don't know if this is going to be with every comic going forward, but, the colors definitely pop a little bit different. And that's not to say it's a bad thing. I'm cool with it as long as, it's not, super thin. I think that's where I usually get mad. But, anyways, back to the comic. So he's just getting attacked, and they're like, why isn't he screaming? He says it no tickles, which is him saying it tickles, and it's not affecting him at all. And this is a powerful shot of Bizarro. John Timms, I think this is, I've liked his stuff for a while. He's done some Harley Quinn stuff that I really dug. He did some stuff on Young Justice. This is probably my favorite of his work so far. I think that the coloring by Rex Locus, who's a new colorist to me, not familiar with his work, but just what a great shot of Bizarro. Hello, cruel world, and underneath it is hello, but backwards. Which, DC Comics, when a word is spoken backwards, it's usually the beginning of a spell by Zatanna. Or Zatar, her father. And then we come back 6 weeks later. 6 weeks has passed since Bizarro was in Xerox in that Sorcerer's World. And we open up this beautiful shot of Superman flying through Metropolis. And this is breathtaking. I just think, again, John Timms is killing it. Jason Aaron laying the groundwork. I love his writing. I think he did a really great Weird World story over at Marvel during the Secret Wars crossover. So he knows magic. He knows all that kind of stuff. And he really adds elegant stuff with gods or, mythological stuff. And I think it's really cool that he chose to do that here and have this be his arc. And we just see that, he's listening to what's going on in the city. Brakes squeal. No life-threatening injuries. Man in the Dark Park Ridge Museum of Art is suffering a mental health emergency. Paramedics on the scene. So he's seeing all these different things because obviously he has super hearing. So he's listening to all that. And it's just morning in Metropolis. And Superman hears it all. I have to say, with Batman, Jason Aaron got the voice down and got the character down. Superman, he already, I can see this is going to be one of my favorite Superman stories of the year already. And, now he's confronting Bizarro. Bizarro's just floating there. So now he tries to communicate to him in Bizarro talk. And you see this, like, you think I'm smartest man alive, which means he's like, you think I'm dumb and you think but you don't know anything. And he smacks Superman so powerfully that he knocks him all the way to Venus, 25 million miles away. And instantly Superman's like, oh my God, he's never had this level of power before. How is he able? And then as he's about to like continue thinking a thought, Bizarro's already back. Bizarro is kind of a little bit more, ruthless than we've seen him before. And we see the fight passing Corona of the Sun, moons of Jupiter, Saturn's rings, Pluto. 3 billion miles from Earth now they've traveled. And then, get up, try to stop me? No, that's stay down, don't try to stop me. And then he says, make me kill you, which is like, he doesn't want to kill him. He wants him to be alive for what's about to transpire. And now we get back to Metropolis, and something's happening. This storm, wolfsbane petals from the antimatter gardens of Quard, an elixir of hunger dog tears from the fire-pitted Armageddon of Apocalypse, the still witching tongue of a fifth-dimensional imp. So Jason Aaron's showing like he knows about DC lore, man, and he's like calling on all these different artifacts, and Bizarro's using it, and he's basically has magic powers, and he is able to utilize magic, which is why he's able to have this fight with Superman. Superman is not expecting this. You can see, like Lois says it, Bizarro's using magic, and Jimmy calls it out. That's one of his weaknesses. And he says that she says, and this is where we see Lois call it out, that if he really is the opposite of Superman, then, and Jimmy stops her like, oh man, he can be a straight up super wizard. And so they go back and forth. Bizarro's having his way with him. He's still, through all this, going to utilize his spell. He says it backwards, so this is what he's doing. Make my words no make sense to him. And now he's going to understand exactly what Bizarro's saying, and that's a hint at what's to come. And Bizarro ends up basically tells Superman what happened, and he had killed all these wizards back on the wizard world, and Superman's still like, no, there's still time, you can prove yourself. As Superman's going to fight him within the spell, he's like, he can hear him screaming, but really he's like, he's not even affected by it. He goes through this portal, and now we're going to see Superman come back, and he realizes that he could hear him. He can still hear him weeping, almost like it's inside his head. And now he's like, it doesn't make sense. Why could he understand him? And now we're seeing the people starting to talk in Bizarro talk, and the entire planet is going to be changed just like Bizarro. We see Lois transformed. We see the people of Metropolis transformed, and now Superman is laughing with this crazy energy crackling off him. I forgot to mention too is why Bizarro's doing this is because during all the crises and during all the multiverse problems, his world is gone, and Superman does recognize that and says that it's one of the worlds that has not been found since they've been cataloging the multiverse again. So a lot of interesting stuff taking place in this issue. Great first part to this Bizarro story arc. Jason Aaron killed it on the script. John Timms killed it on the art, and Rex Locust on colors. I'm a fan already. So if you're on the fence of picking this up, don't be. This is such a great Superman comic. If you haven't been reading Superman for a while, great jumping on point. You don't need to really know too much about what's been going on currently in the Superman's family of titles, although they have been really good. I recommend picking those up. Definitely great jumping on point. So go pick it up. And while you're at it, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid drops. And on that note, I'm out.